Hello students, welcome to the Digital Pathshala KML. In this video we are going to talk about one of the interesting poem which is written by William Wordsworth. So we have to just know this first, that when it was written and in which condition it was written and what was the incident which happened at that time, so that he thought about this, that I have to write some of the things about the nature. So you can look in this that there are lot of daffodils flowers, so you can look in this that which kind of color it has. So these are yellowish in color, and this poem was written when he and his sister Dorothy was in the Lake District, and there was one of the bay, and the bay name is Quaine Bay. So there were large number of daffodils which they saw near the riverside, and these were looking very beautiful. So he thought this thing that I have to write. So this poem was written in 1807, and thereafter some of the changes which were made in 1815 also, and these were published in two phases, means two volumes, in 1815. Now come to this, that how is this poet. So you can look in this that he is William Wordsworth. So he was born in 1770, and he is a British poet because that he was born in Cumberland, England. So he is an inspirational poet also, he is a nature loving poet also, he is a very spiritual poet. So that he started writing at a very early stage. So you can look in this that his father sent him to the Hogshead Grammar School in Lancaster, and thereafter that he started his writing in 1787. So you can look in this that after 27 years that he started writing, and whatever he wrote at that time, so these were published in the European magazine. So now come to this poem. So before starting this poem, so if you have not subscribed this channel, so please subscribe this channel by clicking on the red button and then bell. Now come to this. So I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over valleys and hills. So we all know that wonders mean that somebody who is moving here and there. So because there is no foundation, so anybody can move anywhere because there is a limitless boundary. And they are talking about a cloud. So it means that poet is considering himself as a cloud. So I wandered lonely as a cloud. It is also the name of the poem. So there are the two names of this poem, Daffodils or I wandered lonely as a cloud. So we all know this thing that cloud also moves in the sky. So they do not stay at one point, at one place. So the poet is also alone, so cloud also moves alone, and that floats on high valleys and the hills. So we all know this thing that they just move over the hills and the valleys. So we all know that hills are at a huge height. So despite it that they are just moving at a very great height which is impossible to touch. So when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. So what happens at that time? So suddenly that he looks some of the things, and what were these things? So these were the golden daffodils, because these are yellowish, so they are looking golden. So that's why that poet is telling this thing that it was a crowd. Crowd means that it was in large number. So because there are a lot of daffodils which he is looking there, and beside the lake beneath the trees fluttering and dancing in the breeze. So breeze is the wind which moves, because in the place where it is just fluttering and dancing. So fluttering and dancing, so what, who is doing this thing? So these daffodils are fluttering and dancing. तो यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं, so that there is a use of figure of speech, that is personification. So we all know that daffodils, which is one of the flower, so it is dancing like a human being. So there is a personification here. So in the starting also you can see that there is a simile. So when we use simile, so we use as or like. So because the poet is considering himself as a cloud, so it is a simile. And beside the lake, so the place where these golden daffodils are placed or growing. So these are nearby the lake, and they are some of the trees. Okay, 100 these are growing, and thereafter continuous as a stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. So we all know this thing that what they are doing. So they are continuously filtering, means that they are not stopped by anyone, and they are in continuous process of filtering and dancing as the stars that shine, because these are golden, and we all know that stars are also in large numbers in the sky. So they are also shining like a sky because they are not so close. So they are twinkling, like that. We all know this thing that in the sky the star also twinkles. So it is a milky way, on the Milky Way. So Milky Way is one of the galaxy. So okay, so that solar system is a part of this. So they stressed in never ending line. So that if that poet is looking up to the last end, so that he is just looking this thing that it is never ending process. So that daffodils are spread throughout the area where he lives, along the margin of the way. So the wherever the bay is just going, so that wherever he looks, so he only found these daffodils. 10,000 saw I at a glance. So glance means that once. So when he looks once, so that he gets almost 10,000 daffodils there, and tossing their heads in sprightly dance. So what they are doing, they are just moving their heads, means that they are moving the upper part. So we all know there are different parts of the flower. So the upper portion of the flower is just moving, and it is looking like that. And these are very happy, and the situation is that they are full of energy, they are very energetic, and there is nothing which can disturb them also. So that they are very confident. Now the waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. So because there is a bay also, see also the way the water is also flowing. So when there is a disturbance in the water, so that waves starts. So waves are also just moving. So it is a kind of dance which they are doing, but it is not as good as of daffodils. So that they are just so happy. So they are just full of energy, and that there is nothing which can demoralize them, which can motivate them. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. So you can look in this, that exclamation marks mean that it's a very happy situation, it's a very surprising situation that which that poet gets here. So it's a gay. So gay means that what they are talking here in this. So that it is a full of fun and the happiness. So this is a kind of situation. And the company means, तो company कहते हैं आपका कि जब there are a large number of living beings, or we can say the entity or the objects which are existed at one place. So it is a jocund company. So jocund company means that it's very cheerful, it's very energetic. That location, or we can say these daffodils, means each daffodil flower is very energetic, cheerful, and have a fun. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. So I'm just gazing, so means that I'm just looking at them very carefully, and that means after having good concentration. But that one thing comes in my mind, that which thing that they are giving to me, so which I can brought, which can change some of the things in my life. So that what message we get in the last, that poet is telling this, that what we can learn from the nature. So the nature tells us that whatever the situation comes, that you should be happy in every sphere of life. So nobody can disturb you, whatever the circumstances are existed in front of you. So do not get demotivated. So be confident, be energetic, and smiles every time, and show that you are the best, that nobody can beat you. So this is the thing which we are getting. So I hope that you understood this video. So thank you so much. So please like, share, and subscribe this channel. Thank you so much. Bye everyone.